Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to show you or tell you why Cristiano Ronaldo stopped being the best, has stopped being the best in the world, the best player in history. Why Ronaldo stopped being the best in the world. So following these World Cup matches, you know, beginning the first two games Portugal had with Ronaldo, with initially I always thought that I was always thinking I would see the wonderful classic goals, maybe highlights of, news Ronaldo scored. I would see the goals or displays that Ronaldo did, like goals scored in for Al Nassr. So I was expecting, so this was the time where I actually would have the opportunity to actually watch a full match of Ronaldo in a long time, you understand? Because kind of like the Saudi League was kind of like underrated, you understand? It's not the Champions League or something like that. So, but then I was disappointed really watching the games, at least the first two games. So there were some things man was like, he was passing so much like around the goal, around the like box 18 was passing so much when he didn't need to. I don't know whether he was just trying to appear unselfish, but that's not the Ronaldo we love. What drew me to him was mainly his showboating skills, and I understand he's not as young as he used to be, as he was when he did all those things, all those beautiful things. But then now he has just turned into he's just like a striker now, and that's not the reason why many of us that's not the reason why I fell in love with him. That's not originally who he was. That was not the Ronaldo that Real Madrid signed, you understand? It was not that version of Ronaldo, this version of Ronaldo that Madrid signed or clubs were so interested in, you understand? Part of what made him who he is was, the ability to it was being free. Like, it was not just sticking to the box or being around the box. It was not like a predator only, you understand, in the box. So I witnessed a lot of passing and everything. In fact, there was a time because I feel like he could have taken a free kick, but I don't know, probably he tried to be too clever, which might actually be a decoy for a lack of the required confidence, like, you understand. During maybe he has not been practicing free kicks much. I don't know who who told him to retire. So because in the pursuit of 3 goals, because now it's just goals. You understand? It's just goals. But no, life is more than that. I mean, this was the game against Uzbekistan. So, and it was pushing a hat trick. Like, it's not just about you, Ronaldo. It's not just about it's not just about that. Play for the team. Play for your team. You understand? Play for your team. And then he was so desperate. What initially before the last game against Spain, World Cup 2026, I was going to say two things Ronaldo was lacking right now, and why I think he's no longer the best, and that's kind of reduced. It's not just age, but it's confidence. Needs to believe in himself more and have a little bit of selfishness, you understand? I like the way, the way Mbappe too on his own, right? Like in his own was kind of being selfish, like he will aim for the post. Like I hardly saw Ronaldo didn't really take. There was no outside like a medium range shot, like a shot outside the box 18, like yeah, by Ronaldo. And he needs to take those. He needs to take those chances more instead of just sticking to waiting for the ball to come to him. That's not the way Messi plays or played. That's not what got Messi to where he is. I understand Ronaldo is a striker. I understand, but that was not even the Ronaldo that Man U bought or Real Madrid. Like, you don't just be a striker, like, play for the team. That's what I'm saying. Play for the team. You understand? And you're just hanging around the box and just waiting for the ball to come to you. What if the ball doesn't come? Sometimes you have to drop back. And he did drop back against Spain, he did drop back. But there was even a particular time where there was a player on the left and he had no support. It was just him and Ronaldo that were at the forefront. But then Ronaldo left to support. Instead of supporting, Ronaldo went and predicting, staying in the box to score, looking for this guy. And this guy was with a defender, was not alone, you understand? A defender. So I was like, Ronaldo should have supported him. But then he went there. And take Messi, for example. Messi, although Messi is not a striker and probably doesn't have the height, but even if it was Haaland, I think Haaland will stick near to his teammates. You understand? Because imagine if he had passed to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, came back, plays for the team, has this kind of mindset, plays for the team, dropped back like to support this person, and then he could have a crank at the goal. That's what I'm saying. Like Ronaldo, he at least was not his best. And I don't just think it's age. I don't think it's age alone. It's just used to, and you can't be the best by just scoring goals, like just waiting for people to pass to you, like spending 80% of your time on the field in the box alone. That's not the Ronaldo now that played, now that showed himself this World Cup. I mean, fine, you granted, he's literally that's like a shell of himself. And I know he had an injury and everything, but then he just to grow, to just become this player, to just develop into this person. It's not interesting just being in the box alone. No. It's only interesting when you score goals. But what of when you don't score? You understand? Like, this is the kind of person he has, like, metamorphosed, grown into. No, that's not the Ronaldo that I feel he needs to have more confidence. Perhaps, I don't know how much he was training, but he needs to have much more confidence in himself. Messi takes free kicks. He doesn't wait till he's in the box alone. No. The way Messi's playing now is the way he played before. There's literally no difference. You understand? Like it's the way an older version of Messi would play, but another version of Ronaldo shouldn't. Like the way the guy just changed into just a goal scorer, a predator in the box. Like it's not so interesting. I expected, much more. Like, so concerning the free kick against Uzbekistan, the one he almost injured himself because he refused to, whisper blah blah blah, to try and score goal. He's just chasing goal, just that. But no, that could be a decoy, literally, for lack of confidence. Like you need to have more confidence and belief in yourself. Believe you are able. You understand? And put people on. Miles Monroe said something. He said a leader is someone who empowers other people. It's not just about you. In as far if your team can progress, so be it. Fine. Yes, and don't just chase goals. I understand. But your mindset needs to change. It literally needs to change. You can't just wait. And even if you want the goals, like you don't just and then you are just like around the box, maybe where you should, take initiative, take the chance, have a crank at goal. You don't, instead you just pass or just wait for them to pass to you, or to shoot. Like, no, it's not like that. Like, I mean, that, like, do more, because the version of Ronaldo that played in this World Cup is like a literal shell. Like, I don't know, like, Ronaldo can do better. I don't know, although that's what I feel. Although I'm not that age, even though you can't take those long free kicks you did when you were in Man U, you can. I mean, what of medium range goals or shots, attempts? Can't you do that? Can't you do that? And then your mindset needs to change from I must score to we must score, or we must win. I'm doing this for my team, not just for you, not just for goals, because you can't be your best like that. Play for the team. Play for the team, and don't just wait for them to pass the ball to you, or like wait for the ball to be crossed to you. No. Like in the match against Spain, like I said, there was a time where he almost injured himself, because, well, I'm not going to speak more on that. In the match against Spain, when the player that was on the left, in fact, there was even another game too. Like, this thing has happened, and in the first two games, one of the first two games I watched against DR Congo or Uzbekistan, like I said, it passes too much, a little bit too much in or around the box, instead of having a crank at goal. And that's what I'm saying, I like about Mbappe. You understand? Mbappe will definitely try a shot. You understand? That's something about him. You definitely have a crank at goal, but that's not alone. That's not what makes you the best. You understand? But it's something. Like, Ronaldo could have taken the shot himself, but instead he decided to pass. He decided to pass to a player. So he just changed into like kind of like a downgrade, really, like just into this player. And that's not the way Messi plays. Messi plays. So Ronaldo, needs to play for the team. He needs to play for the team. Don't just hang around the box. Have attempts, shots, play for the team, put people on. A good leader is someone, I don't know if I've said it, is someone who empowers other people. He doesn't feel bad or feel insecure of like letting his fellow teammates or someone in his team. He kind of like, he puts people on. You understand? That's a true leader. It's not just I must be the highest goal scorer. I must score the goals. No. Puts people on, like, especially at this age, you're a veteran in the game. You understand? You put people on. Sometimes you draw back. You let them. Unless you probably have better chance than them. But then it should not be so much of an ego thing. You shouldn't feel insecure in putting people on. You understand? Messi plays for the team. He can cross. He can to let another person score. Doesn't have to be about you. You understand? Put people on. If they're in a better position than you, fine. But if they are not, you take shots. You understand? Have a crank at it. You teach them. At least, you understand. Don't just wait for someone to collect, but drop back and help your teammates. If there's no support there, go and support them. Like in that particular scene I'm talking about, there was no other player there to support the player that was on the wing, on the left wing. There was no player. I think there was the second half. So Ronaldo, Messi would not just wait, or even if it was Haaland, like I said, Haaland will support, will be there there was no place unless there's somebody to pass to there before you can go and maybe perhaps wait there for a crossing. But there was no other person there. You just leave the person with the defender, because I think that was a wrong decision, a wrong move. So I literally saw that, and then before it was just about he needs more confidence. I believe he needs more confidence because he's not taking more chances, not taking initiative, like he's just passing too much, just waiting for balls, just, you understand, he's not having crank at goals, at the goal, it's not shooting as much, you know. Even if you miss, you try again. Even if you miss, you try again. But to just stick to yourself, to just like only in the box that you score, that you shoot. People literally, like, I've literally, some backup fans and Messi fans that literally have commented about this. You understand? I mean, and that might not be your whole game, but that's what we saw, or I saw, at least in the World Cup 2026. Ronaldo hardly had an outside range shot, like an outside box, the box penalty, shot, like medium range shots. Ronaldo hardly did that. Most of the time, it's just either tap-ins or waiting. You just stick to the box. No, you're more than that. Set yourself, set people up, like put people on. You can even assist, drop back, let other people play for the team, even to score. You don't always have to be the center of attraction. You understand? So that's what I'm saying, because this selfishness is good, but you need to know that, like Henry said, will take you nowhere. Like Henry said, the team needs to score, not you. And if you are the one that scores for the team, fine. But it should be more about the team progressing than about your own you, because sometimes it doesn't come like that. Sometimes you have to work for it. You have to work for what you want. You have to drop back. You have to support. You have to take shots, take chances, have a crank, you understand, believe, do it. Like, sometimes you got to do it instead of just waiting for it. Life doesn't always, you understand, that could be the difference. Messi makes the difference. Messi comes back. Sometimes it's the one that starts something, passes and everything, is on the right wing, is the one that starts everything. Like this match, he crossed 2 times, was trying to cross to other, for someone else to score. You understand? And then when eventually the playmaker now became the goal scorer, the ball found a way back, found a way to him. Because it's not just about chasing, it's about my team should progress. We need to score. That's the mentality you need to have. This is my final advice to you, Ronaldo. We need to score, not I need to score. That's the mentality that you should have. That's the mentality that you should have, especially at this point in your life as a veteran. That's the mentality. Don't just be in the box, because look at Messi is doing more. Messi does more, actually. And then how can we say because just of the goals you are this, and then the goals didn't come as much, or didn't come. So we need to do better. Ronaldo, we need to do better, actually. That's all I can say for now. I mean, Messi plays for the team. That's one of the main difference, apart from individual, brilliance. So it starts the attack, and then sometimes it ends up being the one that, scores, initiates it, and then ends up being the one that scores. But it's not about him. It's not really about him. It's actually an unselfish. But there's balance to these things. Don't just play for you. Play for the team. That makes the difference. There should be balance in everything. It's not your It's not your birthright. That's the way you've got to see it. It's not your father's house or your inheritance. It's something like you have to fight for. You understand? It's not an inheritance. It's not your birthright. It's something you have to strive for, and not just expect things to go your way or have. Everybody's playing. No one is playing for you, you know. So while Portugal are no longer in the World Cup 2026, while they've been eliminated by Spain, I believe these reforms and these changes, and if Ronaldo has a good person alongside him, not just a coach for the whole team, a general team, if you can have like his personal distinct, someone who knows all these things, who can, I believe Ronaldo can, there is yet hope he could win the World Cup with his team. I mean, at least they can try being better with a better version of himself, a better person. And he could put his best for the team. He could do all he can do, like with change in mindset, like he puts his team in the best position. So of winning that game, of winning the World Cup, a World Cup in 2030. So that's all I have to say for now. So Ronaldo, going forward, please don't do things just to look good. Have confidence, take chances. You are the best. Dele P.